In one pot, we will add around 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I actually put in there 1 ice cube. And how I've made those ice cubes is like this. You cut in small pieces the parsley, and where you put the water to get frozen in the freezer, I fill those up with parsley and those cubes, and then I add olive oil and I keep it in freezer. It's so nice, like, for you to save the parsley like that. So I add 1 cube of that, and then I add around 2 medium-sized onions cut in small pieces, and then I'll stir them around for about 3 up to 4 minutes. Then I add some salt, and I just let the onions get soft at the same time, a bit golden. Then I add 1 carrot that I have sliced it, and I will stir that around with the onions for around 2-3 minutes in medium heat. Once they're done, I add the meat, and I will let it fry with the meat as well, the onions and the carrot, about 3-4 minutes still. I will keep on stirring around only with the onions, carrot, and the meat. This is how it looks like. And then I will add some tomato paste, about 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. And it's thick, so I've added 2 actually, now I'm seeing that whilst I'm doing the voiceover. Yeah, around 1-2 tablespoons. It depends how much you cook, but it was a very thick one. I keep on stirring it around so the tomato paste goes all over. Then I add around 500 grams of green peas. Add those on top of the meat. I'll stir them again all together, and it's actually a very, very tasty dish. Now I add some black pepper, just a pinch of black pepper. Now I add 1 teaspoon of grinded garlic, dry garlic basically. It gives a lot of taste, the garlic. You can add not only dry, just a clove of garlic as well. And now I add some hot water. The water that I'm adding, it's not cold, it's hot. And you should add up to where the meat gets covered, not so much. Like, otherwise the taste goes all away if you add too much water whilst you cook something. It boil in medium heat, and here's how it looks like. But the truth is I wanted the meat to get cooked faster, so I added it in this pot, and I'll let it cook with electric energy. So in this other pot I will make some rice. I add around 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then what I will do is I will measure the rice, and the rice gets always cooked like this. Like if you add 1 cup of rice, you should always put 2 cups of water on top. Or for example, 1 small pot of rice and 2 same size small pots of water. I was cleaning the place around, because it gets dirty. It gets a lot dirty when you cook around the place. I added 1 pot of rice, and same size I'll add 2 pots of water after I fry the rice. So I'll stir the rice around, and the rice should always not be super golden or something like that. Just, when you fry it, it should be a little bit white, some golden rice around. It does help frying a lot so the rice don't stick together. It gives a lot of taste. I'll keep on stirring the rice, if you could see, all the time, around 4 to 5 minutes, and I'll just stir and stir and stir. I'll not move from the place. Otherwise it will get burnt and all the taste will go away. It will not be eatable. And then in the other pot that's next to where I'm cooking the rice, I have measured 2 pots, same size, that I threw the rice in there with water, and it's getting hot. So always remember, when you cook rice, you should add hot water in there, not cold. I add the water and I keep stirring a little bit. And one thing that you should always remember when you cook rice, only time you can stir it is in beginning. In there I add some vegetable tastes, something like that. It has salt and everything in there, but I add a bit of salt extra, and then I put the lid. So always remember, you only can stir in beginning, afterwards no, and in the end, when the rice is actually done and it has drank all the water, and you should let it cook in very, very slow heat. Once it gets heated, like you could see all the bubbles, put the heat the lowest, and see the minutes that it needs to get cooked, and just check it then. Once the rice got cooked, I added a piece of butter in there, and here is the meat that was getting cooked in the electrical pot, and I added it still here, and I let it boil a little bit till all the water went away, and here's how it looks like.